Hello, peoples, and welcome to Esoterica Cinema, the podcast where we take films from the cinematic multiverse and discuss the hell out of them. My name is Jason Peters, and I am coming at you with another patented 5-minute review. I got 5 on it. Today's film is La La Land, written and directed by Damien Chazelle and starring Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. IMDb has a description: while navigating their careers in Los Angeles, a pianist and an actress fall in love while attempting to reconcile their aspirations for the future. This film was distributed by Lionsgate, produced for $30 million, and made back $447 million worldwide. Did you know that? That is insane. I knew this film made money. I had no idea it made that much money. That is crazy. I now fully understand why Paramount was willing to give Damien Chazelle $100 million plus marketing for Babylon. Equally amazing to me, at least, is the fact that it received a record-tying 14 nominations, and of those, it won 6. It did not win Best Picture. That was the infamous year where the wrong name was called out, and it was actually Moonlight that won instead of La La Land. But the film did win Best Director for Damien Chazelle and Best Actress for Emma Stone. So, right off the bat, a quick look online will tell you that people love this movie. This is not one of those Best Picture winners where everyone's just kind of like, whatever, like a Coda or that no one saw, or Nomadland, which people talk shit about, but was a wonderful film. That was the very first ever 5-minute review that we did as part of this series. If you want to go back and listen to the first ever 5-minute review, it is on Nomadland. I did it. Fantastic, wonderful film. But no, this is a film that everybody has seen and everybody seems to love, except for yours truly. Your host right here did not particularly care for this film. Now, here's the thing. I completely recognize that this is a well-made film. If you wanted to come to me and be like, Jason, you know what? Look at the set design. Look at the one takes. Look at all of this production value and how elegantly it's directed and all of that, I wouldn't fight you one bit. All of that is absolutely true, and all of that is what carried me through the film, because a lot of the other elements did not work for me. First and foremost, let me just mention that as far as musicals are concerned, I would say that I like musicals, but don't love them. I tend to love the musicals that are seemingly made for people that don't love musicals. So I love everything that Trey Parker does, right? And he does a lot of musicals. He does Book of Mormon. South Park was a musical, right? The film. I also really liked Chicago. I remember seeing Rent at the time and actually enjoying it, which I did not think that I would. So, and then Sweeney Todd. These are all films that I really enjoy and productions that I have seen on both film and stage and that work for me. So it's not like I'm anti-musical or anything. If you give me a musical that I'll enjoy that has all of the elements there, I can totally get into that, right? But this one did not work for me. The first thing that didn't work for me is the casting. I thought Ryan Gosling was completely miscast, his sort of being at a 5 emotionally during any given movie, right? We've talked about this with Ewan McGregor before, right? How he just emotionally, if you have 1 being no emotion at all and 10 being all the emotion, he's always right there at 5. And Gosling, you could even mention, is probably a little bit lower than that even. I can't help but think of the infamous Key and Peele sketch where, or it's not really a sketch, it's one of those monologues he does, and Jordan Peele talks about how he just always makes a blank face, and then we, the audience, fill in the blanks oh yes, he's so deep and brooding, when Gosling's just I'm Mr. Blank Face. And as far as Emma Stone is concerned, she is fine. She's not bad, but she's not great, and I don't really understand why she would have won the Oscar for Best Actress unless it was just a really, really off year, but I'm certain we can find someone in that pool of candidates that was much more deserving of that award. I did not think she was particularly charismatic, as she often is. I love Emma Stone in most everything she does. I watched The Favorite recently. That was an interesting film that kind of flew under the radar. She was great in that. Didn't see that same energy here. Also, as far as the singing is concerned, I don't think that either of them are very good singers. I mean, I'm certainly not a good singer, so I'm not here talking shit about saying I could do better necessarily, but when we're used to having certain types of performers and certain types of vocal artists be able to sing a certain style, especially in those film musicals, the classic film musicals that this film is trying to compare itself to. I thought that the two of them really kind of missed the mark on their singing voices, though from what I understand, Ryan Gosling did hustle and teach himself how to play piano in a matter of months to a very strong degree by practicing 6 days a week for hours at a day, to the point that they did not have to use any hand doubles or CGI for his piano parts. So I will give them credit for the effort that they probably put forth. I just think that they were very miscast in these roles. The screenplay itself, written by Chazelle, to me was just a pastiche of cliches. You know, it's one of these, neither of them are going to make it. You know, like I said, one's an actress, one's a pianist. They're trying to make it and no one will give them a shot, and the woe is me thing. And then all of a sudden, you know, they get one break and it seems like things are going to go right for them. And to the film's credit, I will say that it doesn't necessarily take you in the expected direction, but it also doesn't really make any grandiose statements. It doesn't hit nearly as hard as even Chazelle's own Whiplash when it comes to sort of the grind of trying to make it in the arts and everything that goes into that. Now, this isn't to say that the film is not worth merit at all, and where it really shines is in its direction and its production value. So Chazelle himself is bringing the energy in every single sequence. A lot of the dance sequences, probably damn near all of them, are done in these very exquisite, very long single takes that I'm sure took hours and hours and hours and hours of rehearsal. So props to him and his team for executing these sequences the way that they did. And again, as far as the production is concerned, we've got a ton going on. Everything looks great. It's very bright. It's very vivid. It matches the tone of the songs. So I don't think that anybody did not put their best foot forward on this one. Just for me, it all fell a little flat, which I guess would make it flat-footed. Ha ha! Ryan's going to love that joke, and I'm going to hate myself for it. But the other unfortunate thing is I didn't love the songs. Like I said, I don't think they were particularly well sung, but none of the songs themselves were memorable, in my opinion. Like, I was not singing any of them after the film was over. And actually, right now, as I think about them, I can't remember a single song from the movie. I can't remember a single melody. And I would have to imagine that that is not what the composer is going for when they do these jaunty little ditties in these types of movies. That was very disappointing as well. 3 adjectives for you: technically impressive, miscast, and worst of all, unmemorable. Not a bad film, but not a great one. So we are going with 3 out of 5 stars flat for La La Land. Now, you can check out our website, esotericacinema.com. If you'd like to talk to us, you can email us, esotericacinema@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and leave us a message on the hotline, which we would love. Have not gotten a lot of hotline love as of late, and would love to have someone call in, talk to us a little bit. We'd love to put that clip on the air. Phone number 818-483-6285. This has been Jason Peters for Esoterica Cinema. Thanks so much for joining. Enjoy the movies.